Zig Ziglar has a quote, not a quote, but an idea or a thought that's worth sharing, and it sets up what we're going to talk about here today. And it says, "Our company made a decision a long time ago that it'd be in the client's best interest to only explain price once. In other words, we're not that cheap. We are maybe one of the more expensive. Explain price once, rather than have to explain poor quality and poor service forever." And so it's a really interesting thing to consider when people are asking you about why you're so expensive or why your product's a bit more expensive than one that we're currently using, whatever. And so consider that quote if people do ask you about why what you're selling is so expensive or whatever. But the real point that I want to make here is we so seldom hear real objections these days because people are continuing to future us in the sales process. They're saying things like, "It looks good, keep it in front of us. Hey, stay in front of us on this. Although now might not be the right time, get back to us in like mid-December," because that's typically when we make our decisions on these type of products, services, whatever it happens to be. In other words, they keep futuring us, they keep pushing us out, but they don't tell us why. And they do this at the expense of speed or velocity in the sales process. In other words, we as salespeople want to get to yes or no as quickly as we can. We talked about that last week. Offer the platform of no, meaning tell the client, it's okay to say no. I perfectly am comfortable with you saying no, that, if it's not right, then I'm perfectly happy moving on. That offers clients this option or this platform to say no and tell you why, and then you can actually overcome the objection. So two things I want you to consider. One is recognize when you hear the non-objection of "it looks good, keep it in front of us." Ask them a simple but very impactful question is, what turns I'll take a look at it into using it? Or said differently, what turns taking a look at it and moves that into the next stage or the next phase of the sales process? In other words, we're getting them to think. And that's a really important component of the sales process, obviously. The second thing is once they have established what that process is, what moves it to the next stage in the sales process, then ask them how best to follow through with you. Like what things do you like me to do to make sure that I stay in front of you in the most positive way or the most impactful way? The last thing I want to do is continue to put more emails or voicemails in your inbox, but I do want to make sure that I'm very accurate with my follow through. Those type of things create more speed and velocity in our sales process and get us to yes and no faster, which is what we're after. Good selling.